right, and you're just right on time for hashtag Y in the morning. Today is literally the 4th day of November, and that means there's a couple of days before we actually hit the festive season. Jingle bells all the way. And as we jingle bells into this morning, on the other side we have Kamala Harris running race to race with Donald Trump. Who is going to win the rest? Do you feel it's Kamala Harris or it's Donald Trump? We'll do our predictions toward the tail end of this programming in Matter State of the Nation. But away from that, right here in the country, it's all about KCSE. The first batch of 950,000 candidates are sitting for their chemistry paper, including English paper today. Do you have a relative? Do you have a brother, a sister? It could be even your own child, daughter, son, who's sitting for the exam. Right here from Y in the morning, we say success to both candidates. But away from that, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. My good name is Brian Sanko at Y254 channel, _ the gram. That's where you can find us and get to let us know where you're watching us from, because we love it when each and every time you talk to us. And I'm not alone. I'm with my co-star, Mr. Burning Spear. Good morning to you, sir. How are you?
How are you? I'm fine, Sako. How are you?
I feel good.
Oh, it's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful month in November. The year is coming to an end. And good morning to all the gentlemen out there, to the real men, to the loving fathers, the loving big brothers. Yeah, the men who stand out for the ladies. And to the other gender that betrayed Jesus Christ and the ones who are killing our sisters, shame on you. The president is coming for you, but it's a beautiful day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of the other gender, you used that statement, yeah? Femicide cases are skyrocketing, and I was watching a news bite yesterday where President Ruto says, stop the femicide. But then there's somebody who was discussing it and asking a question. Who should stop the femicide? Because when you look at it, when you compare that with the abductions, and from what, I think it's Martha Karua, I'm borrowing from what she said there's a terror squad, allegedly, and it consists of police, and she said it's best at Karen and at Olepolos. So when the president says stop femicide, is he telling the police to stop killing people and abducting people, or he's telling Kenyans to stop perpetrating this? I don't know. Is it, what is your pick up on it? Yeah,
I think it's telling Kenyans.
Okay.
But I think Kenyans have become too stable, too comfortable, because from the abductions, people have seen people being killed, people disappearing, nothing is happening. So I think that sometimes boosts these men who are violent, the other gender that betrayed Jesus Christ. So that sometimes maybe may boost them, make them be violent, because they know by the end of the day, nothing will happen to me. If nothing has been happening, then nothing will definitely happen to me. So I think people have become too lenient. They think that the law is not there.
Yeah.
But about the abductions, actually, I saw the human rights, the lady, the chair. He has said that Douglas Kanja and other police that were involved in killing and abducting people should be brought to justice.
Right.
They should face justice, and justice will be served. But I think he was speaking to the other gender.
Right. But the cases are also shocking. I think, was it on Langata Road, where I think they found remains and pieces of, a human being, and they're saying they're unable to tell if it's male or female. But then somebody was saying it's a cultic, act. It looks like the body parts were cooked and the person was skinned. Skinning means they were picking off the skin and they just dumped, the remaining carcass. So I think that's also weird and shocking. But then also it comes against a backdrop of, events like Shakahola. And I personally tend to believe that there's still cultic practices that are either happening behind the scenes, because we are still reeling from that effect of Shakahola. But then now people are abducted and then their bodies found. The other day we were talking about Wells Fargo HR manager. What is his name? Rest in peace. Somebody Ayeko, Willis Ayeko. He was, in fact, his journey was caught on CCTV. He was to transition to Western. And then he was abducted all along the way. His body found in Rivoyala. There's one, I think he's MCA. Is it Wajir's MCA? I don't know if you remember, He also disappeared. Till right now, as we speak, he's not been found yet. And probably maybe we are trusting his body will not be found somewhere, But then the cases are similar. You're abducted and then your body is found in a different location,
So first about the Wajir MCA, I saw the MCA say that they are going to put everything to a standstill until reports about his whereabouts are told.
Yes.
And about killing people, I think actually the Langata people should check out, because I think they ate. Hiyo ni motura watu walikula tu roto safi. Because I saw those mifupa, they had no meat. So I think it's either Motura or, as you said, those cults, they really do exist. Funny enough, I was with when I was away, I met with this lady. We were talking about storming parties. I was like, "Mimi nishai storm harusi, nyinyi mshaienda harusi," and then suddenly she was
By
like,
storm you mean get crashed?
"Yeah, get crashed."
Okay.
Yeah, we were not invited. Well, it's a church, kuna wedding. There's food. Let's go. And then suddenly she said that, haezi pita place kuna mazishi akose kuenda. Yeah, and I was like, like every time I pass a place that kuna burial, I must go.
Yeah.
And she went ahead and said,
is it because of eating the food I'm attending for the sake of...
I didn't know, but me personally, I think I don't know if I got it from a wrong perspective, because she went ahead and said that akienda home, she could tell her mom that nimeenda so hapo around kwa kijiji. Nimeenda to that place, there is a burial, and her mom could go the following day. So me, I thought maybe in my head, do you like go and watch after the burial, you come for the meat?
Yeah.
Or awkward. Do you go to eat? Because at burials, there is no food, I believe. Hakunanga chakula, mostly ni ugali na nyama. Yeah. So maybe cults do exist. Maybe people really do love human meat, or they do their rituals with it. But shame on them. God is coming.
Okay. But yeah, I think that's really awkward and just and profoundly unbelievable. Imagine you eating another, you know. Yeah, it's unbelievable. But then speaking of man eating man, anyways, there's that phrase as well that says it's a man eat man society. So in Nakuru, the dog owners have complained that their dogs are disappearing. Kumbe, there's a syndicate of Mutura roasters who are slaughtering these dogs and making the best of Mutura and samosas. So one of the ladies came out to say that recently her bulldog, I think it could be one of those huge dogs that have a big mouth and a big nozzle, it disappeared. Only later on she learned that it was the last week's Mutura they ate and the samosa. So they've called on authorities to aid the situation and help the perpetrators who are jumping on dogs and slaughtering them. But then apparently the shocking part is these samosas and these Muturas are so juicy. So it tells you of a story if you've ever eaten any samosa while you're traveling anywhere.
So anything sweet is suspicious.
Yes, I'm starting to think so. I don't know what do you think, especially these muturas that are sold in the dark. They're saying if a mutura is sold in the dark, it's so sweet than being sold in the light where people can see and filter through.
And funny enough, the muturas that are not where a butchery is, they are very sweet.
Yes.
But go mutura iko hapo mbele ya butchery.
To
the lady, I'm very sorry for your loss. But at least be thankful. At least your mwizi ya kuuza dogi, you ate it. At least. But I'm very sorry. But I believe that the cops will come and intervene. And it's so sad. It's so sad. But I believe that kuwa na mtu wako wa motura, as much as just go to, me I love eating motura, as much as sitamu yenye kombele ya butchery. Or I have a guy na uko home, he has been cooking it. Although I don't know the source of the meat, but I've been eating it for years.
Oh, so you have your mutura plug?
Yeah, I have my mutura plug.
Okay.
Yeah, I do trust him. Yeah, haizi nifanyie hivyo.
Yeah,
so you just have a specific person to avoid all
trust,
this. And the police should come in and intervene in all this, I believe.
Yeah, let me just sample part of the reactions on that. Somebody says, hatuitishi ruhusa kuchinja. So the caption is, 2 men caught slaughtering a dog to make mutura and samosas arrested in Narok. Somebody said, hatuitishi ruhusa kuchinja. And then somebody says, sasa huko Narok kwa nyama na Nairobi je. Yeah, I can only imagine, you know. And then somebody says, mimi nayo nakulanga tu, I only enjoy the juicy, salty part. And then somebody says, kukula hii kitu itashindikana sasa juu, na Nairobi je, tunajua tunakulanga kila kitu ni evidence hatuna. Another person says, eka evidence kwa kalatas. But yeah, evidence is already on the kalatas here because they've been caught, you know. So, but then if that is happening in Nakuru, but also I think right here in Nairobi, we grappled with the issue of donkey meat. I don't know if you remember. It's difficult to tell if you're buying, especially if you're buying meat at a supermarket, to tell if it's a beef, literally cow's meat, or goat meat, like the way you can decipher, this is goat meat, najua they slaughtered it, or this is, you know, cow's meat or donkey meat. So I think there's that issue. And then there's people who have allergies. There's people who know that if I eat goat milk, I'll have a bodily reaction. There's just that if they eat a cow's meat or beef, in other words, they'll have a reaction. So I think we're still, you know, sometimes you just don't know what is in those supermarkets, So
Yeah, true.
I don't know if you've ever purchased, you know, meat, but then the way it's cooking, you know, to a maziwa, yeah, it's so strange. But then maybe you bought it at a butcher, only later on to learn that, you know what, the last 2 weeks they've been slaughtering donkeys, yeah? So I think there's that trustworthy issues as well with the abattoirs, yeah.
Me, I believe that when you go to a butchery, there's something that my dad does.
Yeah.
Ukienda pale butchery, unaona if it's a goat, lazima ikuwe na the kamkia.
Yeah.
When they skin it, they must leave the kamkia part huko nyuma. So akikuja ni nikatie hii, ako hapa nikatie hii. And let's just, me I believe ni watu, people when you have money and then you just want to shop everything in the supermarket, you just want to go there, pick the meat, ready made. Yeah, and mostly those type of foods ndio zinapatiananga a lot of cancers. Yeah. Because of the freezing, the staying in the fridge, na hizo meat mostly unapatanga zime overstay because ziko tu hapo kwa fridge, they're nice. But in real sense, all the ingredients, they are not there.
Yeah.
So I believe that let's just go to the butcher. Atoka uko na pesa yako mingi aje, just walk to the butcher, pick your meat, come back to the house, cook it, or just end up nunua mbuzi iko nini, put it in the fridge.
I don't know if you remember, there's a time there was this scandal of I think there's one of the TV stations that did an investigation on how meat is preserved in the supermarket, and they realized that it's injected. There's chemicals that are put into the meat, and some of it is not even real meat. Yeah. And people are consuming it, and it's so sweet, funny thing. Yeah. Funny thing. You know?
What this those people buy in bulk the meat.
Yeah.
So how sure are you that all the meats zinakuanga sold out? Definitely. Yeah. Now, why is it at wanunue some 10 packs today, tomorrow they buy 50 packs? They buy it in bulk. So what about zile za uko mwisho, the last stock? What about?
But they have never seen supermarkets say, today we are giving out meat.
Because it overstay.
Yeah. I've seen them give out milk, and maybe because the supply was like, we're not supplying another batch of this. Yeah. But I've never seen meat. Which product? Sausages, I've never seen them as well, you know? Even the smokies. Even chicken, yeah?
Yeah. How? Because, and I believe because milk is costly. Milk, once that date is expired, you can't, wezi rub weke ingine, and maybe when you boil it, taribika, and then you'll be like, this milk is not okay. But I believe maybe it's just, honestly.
The way they do it with offers and the reduced prices, yeah? Okay. All right. Another interesting story is this. So there's a TikToker. I believe she was an influencer by name Gatwiri. She passed on over the weekend, and I don't know if you heard of it, but let me just briefly. It says, according to an autopsy report, indicates that Brenda Gatwiri died from positional asphyxia with brain or edema. A toxicology test to be conducted to eliminate the possibility of poisoning or intoxication. Brenda Gatwiri was a very prominent influencer in the digital space, and she had a fan base. So they're saying her death is really shocking. Like the manner and design she passed on, and they're saying she would have probably died from brain or edema, and that has resulted to positional asphyxia that literally touches on matters neurons of the brain. So we issue condolences to the family. And still on that, before you react, there's there's a lady who died also last week from, I think what they're saying, she bled to death because she had gone for surgery to lose weight at a place called Body by Design, that I think reports say it was not initially a hospital, it was a spa, but then it started offering ladies services of losing weight, surgeries to adjust your body image, size, losing fat, and all those things. So she died after they operated on her of, I think, an internal bleeding that finally led to her demise. And then the family is now up in arms. They're asking for justice for her. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, I saw it. And for the lady, I saw the man was asking for justice for her and for her two babies. But I believe, okay, I'm sorry to say this, but the lady personally, why? Ni uli kula, God built, I believe that we were built same. Ukizaliwa, maybe you came out a little bit big or a little bit small, but I believe that kurefuka na kufupika ni Mungu, but kunaona na kukonda, that's hiyo ni bidii ya mtu. That's me what I believe. If you decide to get fat, you will get fat. If you decide to reduce, you will reduce. So now the lady decided to go and do the surgery. It was a personal step. He went to as much as the hospital was not licensed, it was a beauty parlor. And then later got a consultant, like you said. So I believe that it was a personal step. So now they are coming in, they are giving the burden on the government, find justice for us.
Yeah.
And yet it was a personal step. Tuanze kwanza as a personal weka mtuwe mwenyewe. Si ujichunguze like, I'm going to this place, what am I going to get there? You wait, tunaenda kukata. You can just go to the gym.
Yeah.
But right now, they had a lot of money to go. I believe that surgery it's a lot of money.
Absolutely.
But right now, they want the government to help.
Yeah. I think they deserve help anyways, because losing a life or losing somebody close, it's not something you can just brush it off and say, oh. Yeah. But then, like you're saying, you know, those are alternatives of modern day lifestyle.
Yeah. I was reaching there.
Okay.
Yeah, as much as it was a personal step, let's first, as a person, take care of yourself. And then now the government should come in, and when they are issuing licenses, because you see they had a license of consultancy, and then maybe ndio walitumia kuficha watu na macho, they are like, sisi ni madaktari, we are licensed, blah blah blah. So I think the government should be strict on giving licenses and making sure that EOC iko licensed kufanya this and this. Yeah, is it doing this and this? Yeah, because I believe there's a lot of people who have chemists and they are running it as an hospital. People have pharmacies and they turn it into a clinic, into a dispensary, into a hospital. Yeah. Yeah, so I think the government should just check out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then also, I think people that are opting to go for those surgeries, maybe, they're maybe equating it to, it's going to take me quite a huge amount of time if I spend it at the gym. Why not, you know, do, what is it called? There's a name for that surgery. And there's, I think, fat transfer as well, but it has a medical term, yeah? We've seen influencers like Murugi Munyi who did, you know, a fat transfer, and she really looks good, yeah? So, and it's very expensive. It's not something that, you know, it's like some kind of a luxury, you know, cosmetic surgery where instead of you going the long route of gymming, working out, losing weight, you know, bit by bit, you lie on the table and they do fat transfer. So I think that kind of medical practice is advanced, and it should be conducted by, I'd say, super professions, the surgeons that should be conducting that. But then it's really sad that it's being offered as, you know, just like over-the-counter medicine where, oh, you want to lose weight, kuja, we have this injection, or we can cut you here and there, and within 2 weeks, you're snatched. So I think those are some of the things. It's all about
our sisters following the influencers. You go to the TikTok, to the Facebook, and you saw maybe someone like, let me say, Vera Sidika. He did this and this, maybe got this shape. You see someone, maybe someone else, but without knowing that these people go abroad to do those surgeries. Yeah. When they decide to, let me go and slim, they go to India, they go to, even in Kenya, they go to big hospitals. Yeah. And then now you want to copy them, you want to be like so and so. And then you decide, let me do this, and then you find now a doctor telling you there's this injection. Yes. Yeah.
I personally have a friend who is based in States, and she tells me in the acting space, mostly, if you have a blunt nose, because they believe there's types of noses, so even when they're doing the casting, they want men who have a little bit pointed noses. So no, it's a little bit symmetrical. And I was seeing a doctor was comparing like celebrities who've done the surgery is called a rhinoplasty. Or even for TV as well, when they're casting for TV personalities, they want features. They have we want American, African, you know, features, but not too African. In fact, I was watching a show where this lady was rejecting this guy, telling him, I think you have your body, you have features that are too African. I want someone who looks American, African. So there's a way that, you know, I think it's a common surgery, and it's a little bit, you know, affordable, where they slim your nose. Instead of your nose being African and blunt, it's a little bit pointed. So if you observe most famous, you know, stars, they have the rhinoplasty. But then away from that, just details on that, it says the clinic has distanced itself from the allegations of a botched cosmetic surgery linked to the death of businesswoman Lucy Ombui. Omnicare's court application comes after the KMPDC ordered the closure of its Lavington facility, and the clinic insists it is fully registered and in compliance with regulatory requirements, in as much as they've now vacated premises and there's nothing else to be looked after that. So I think this is a really sad update. Then it comes amidst a wake of, like you said, influencers, the likes of Kim Kardashian. I don't know if Kim Kardashian is an influencer or she's ex to Kanye West, yeah? Depending, yeah. But I think these are some of the things that are influencing, you know, young ladies to go for this. But then body image issues, I think it's a big thing in the lady sphere. Somebody wants to look like somebody else. Somebody has given birth, they want to snatch back and look like Sierra or Kim Kardashian. But these people are having surgeries behind the scenes. And they have money and top-notch doctors. But here they're selling a rhinoplasty at 100,000, and you know they're going to penetrate your muscles and alter your body and inject filler, and even the lips.
Actually,
so
talking about looking good, the lady had a husband and a kid. What else did she need? Why look good? You know, it's all about maybe be with the people that appreciate you. And I believe the husband, while he spoke, I saw love in that man. I believe that he loved the woman to give her a child. Yeah. So I believe that maybe be with people who appreciate you the way you are, who don't body shame you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I believe personally, if I decide to marry, I won't consider being fat or being thin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just be with the people who love you the way you are.
But you know, when you have the kind of money, bro, why can't you look like your favorite, you know, influencer, your favorite celebrity star, you know, and the likes of Kim Kardashian once again and the Kylie Jenners. But I just, you know, I wonder why you want to look like another person anyways.
You wanted to impress the man, now you are gone. So sad.
Yeah. Really sad. But then before we actually do something else, so like, I want to pick your reactions on it. So this is from Morara Kebaso. He says, quote unquote, I'm currently accepting apologies from anyone who has ever called me a con man. I would like us to forgive each other and move forward. Political activist Morara Kebaso says. But then he backed up later on and said he's looking for people to send him just some little money to fuel his car. But then let me tell you, the comments and the reactions, man, I don't know, what do you think about that? Has he lost his authenticity? And, you know, the way people are feeling him, they're not feeling him as before, especially when he said some 1, 2, 3 things and, you know, it was learned that, you know, he's probably leaning towards that side. I don't know, what do you think?
You know, there's a place that you can touch a man and he switches off. Morara was touched. You remember during the chairs, he was touched, and then he switched off, he took a step back. And now, kugen tena trust ya wa Kenya ngumu. But I believe also he's taking money from Kenyans. Juu angekuwa a serious person, ile opposition, he could have joined hands with Akina Kalonzo. I saw them speak yesterday in a church at, I don't know, Turkana, or somewhere, Kalonzo, Kijana wa Malwa, West Pokot. He could have joined hands with such people if he really is an opposition. Yeah. Right now, instead of asking money, okay, tukishampea fuel, apige raundi, ende Mombasa ka vacation, tena akuje kesho. Give me money, I fuel. Why don't you join hands with other people wenye basi ukuwe opposition, a true opposition?
Yeah.
So I believe he's in business from Kenyans.
But then he's put his life on the line. I don't know why are Kenyans forgetting that this guy has been doing the Lord's work. It takes a lot of fearlessness to expose projects that were done by the president. Do you know the amount of security you have to have? Because you're living and you don't know who is shooting at you, who is about to throw a stone, if you're being tracked by, you know, the DCI. So I think, I mean, in as much as he's lost that, you know, effervescence of he was the real person doing the real authentic work, I think he put his life on the line.
Okay, he did, but now you are the security.
Yeah.
Publicity, because nothing can happen to him. People know him. You can't just wake up and abduct him. People will be like, so-and-so, give us Morara. So I believe as much as he put his life on the line, we were the security, the publicity that people gave him. Yeah, but I believe maybe it's not too late. Or maybe amwetua uzezo magari zake, a focus kwa biashara yake. I saw some time back he said that he was a businessman.
Yeah.
The time alikuwa anataka kurudishia watu pesa. Okay, I never gave him money, acha niache kusema kuturudishia. I've never given him money. So the time he wanted to give Kenyans back their money, he said that I'm a businessman, I'm a hardworking person, I can give you back your money. If you're fighting for Kenyans, why don't you get money from your business, fuel your cars, continue with your projects? I don't know.
But then, you know, sometimes you just get confused. You don't know how to react and feel. But anyways, even Kazmo Makori, who was like a darling, he was a darling of the people. Look at, you know, right now, people deplatformed him. In fact, he's struggling with social media presence, but I don't think if he's struggling at heart. But then people feel betrayed when he joined Baba. But then I also feel like these people needed at least like a place where they can attach themselves and have an identity, because you can't just ride mine solo in politics all alone unless you are an independent party or now in a civil society group where you can speak with a voice, backed with the voice of the civil society group or the political party. So, and Barry, that is now Raila Odinga joining, you know,
so, yeah.
that
Actually,
brand.
so they made it official. Ruto said that
brand.
I will have to confirm he was in a church.
Yeah.
And he said that I will have to confirm Baba alikuja pamoja tukasema tunde inchi. Yeah. But I believe it's true, like you have said, they need to belong somewhere, because if this opposition akina Kalonzo, they are very careful on what they say.
Yeah.
Sembuse wewe, you don't have the money to fight them, you don't have the lawyers, you just have the name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's delicate. It's a delicate issue, dicey. And still on that matter, dicey issue, another dicey issue that's still festering is ex-influencer Maverick Aoko. She was, word on the curb is she's abducted and she's disappeared. But then she was, of course, her tweets and what she's been saying all along, controversial info. Some of it ends up it's true. Some of it is spicy and it looks like trivial, you know, trivial info and gossip. But then it just happens that some of the things she says touches on the elites and the controllers who are in charge above there, you know, for lack of a better word to say, elites and controllers, but mostly politicians, yeah? So it's like she has tea behind the tea of what's happening in front of the tea, you know, and it's delicate, dangerous info. So she has to tread carefully. So apparently she disappeared. She's not tweeted for a minute. And then so she was found between the Kenya-Tanzania border, and she's currently in hospital, where allegedly it was said that she was taken by an identified person who said they found her outside the gate. But then the tweet was tweeted on her platform by a person who is alleged to be her aide. But then as of yesterday and that other day, while they were swearing in Mr. Professor Kithure Kindiki, people are saying online that it's a blinding filter. Probably they just wanted to blind Kenyans, but they know Aoko is not free yet. They know Aoko is in exile, and it's crazy, I think, as well. This comes again against a backdrop of the abduction. It's just like it's from one day to another, shocking abductions here.
I think right now, be careful.
Yeah.
That's what just I can say, be careful. Because the abductions are real. Yeah, utaenda, disappear and nothing will happen. Yeah. I think that's where we are as a country right now. Because these days I don't see Jimmy Wanjigi. After saying, my life has been scared, blood, I've never heard from him. I don't know. Do you hear anything from him? I don't know. Maybe I'm the one who doesn't follow him. But I believe as we are as a person, if these rich people can fear, just keep it low-key. Yeah. And I think for Aoko, but I believe people as well can take an advantage. Unaweza pata, I have a beef with Aoko. Aoko is talking bad about the government. I take that opportunity. If I do something to her right now, definitely it will be so and so. It will be the Kenya Kwanza government. Yeah. So maybe I think pia huwezi jua, I believe, and you can't really tell.
Yeah.
I believe just be these are people. Okay, I believe that they are fighting for us. Just be an extra careful, or you can tweet as a ghost. I know of a friend of mine, ex, very famous, but ni ghost, total ghost, like the account total ghost. Yeah.
Or in short, you're disguised as somebody else. But,
yeah,
you know,
not your real identity.
Is it like the Kimuzi who is tweeting from another country and mobilizing people to go picket, but, you know, he's in another...
He's out of the country, yeah. Someone like that, you know, you are secured, but you are in the country. Yeah. But I believe some people are just given that heart to fight for the people. Some people are funny. People are funny. The same way you might find a witch, a preacher, someone who just... Akuna rotu safi. Maybe some people are just there to fight for the people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Aoko, well, I don't want to say I interacted with her, but yeah, I interacted with her, I think in 2021 at an event I was moderating right here at the University of Nairobi. And by then she was advocating for the boy child. She was very strong about, she was anti-feminism. And then the story changed when she walked into government. Then her story is how she was done dirty by somebody who's up there. I don't want to mention the name. Hey, Mr. Kipotea pia mimi tafadhali.
In Uganda.
That journalist is no longer there, okay? You know, I don't have lawyers right now. I think I have David Ogara. Have we ever interviewed him here? He's my classmate from Fountain Gate. He's an advocate.
Actually,
Yeah, naye ataenda mitini aseme Sako wewe mwenyewe umejiletea shida bana, umejichomea. Sina nguvu ya kudefend. And then you go to Danstan Omari. I think Danstan Omari is like a savior too. Danstan Omari and this other guy, I think I may disappear kiasi, Cliff Ombeta. Yeah, those are like the lawyers who are handling difficult cases and you know, people who are also lying, but then they're made to appear like they're telling the truth. But you can see through these people are lying. Anyways, I think it's an interesting. And speaking of interesting, so there's a video that went viral of Commander. I know who Commander is. He said the song about Zakayo he sang, it's not about this Zakayo that people are thinking. And then as well, on the other side, we saw a femme leader, that is Reverend Teresia Orim. She had a really explosive sermon. I don't know if you remember, where she was in fact, she said, we are sending some of these leaders home because this is not what we expected that they'll do since we voted for them. And she was very passionate and vehement about that sermon, and the sermon went viral. And in fact, one of the stations picked it as story number 2. You know, religious leaders condemning Ruto, you know, the outrage and the anger and the disappointment. And in fact, they said, we are praying. Somebody said, if they prayed him into Bomas, let them pray him out of the office as well. And then so allegedly, she apologized later on. But who are Kenyans? And the reactions, and I tell you, it was crazy. So as well, Pastor Nganga, they're saying the song about Zakayo that you think I sang for him, it's not him.
Yet he sang the song a long time ago.
Yeah, he says it's 18 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah. Now listen, and if you believe those people, they have the influence. Let me ask you a question. If we are in a high school setup, let's believe that we are in high school, or maybe we are teachers in high school. Who has the final say? Who has the final say in a high school setup?
Okay. Who has the final say?
It's a question I'm asking you.
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, maybe in a prefect setup, it's the head boy. In a high school setup, there's someone in charge. Yeah. So I think it's about time people have really gotten to know who is in charge.
Yeah.
Yeah, who is the head boy? Who is in charge of the school? Who is in charge of of everything? Yeah, and I believe, but now they are doing it the wrong way. Now everyone is coming, we are sorry, and we are not fools. Everyone will be like, hey, watu wanaomba msamaha kwa nini?
Is it because they were threatened and they were told, I invested in that church, I've been building that church.
I will take that license. Or maybe you never know. Or these people, it's revised psychology maybe to influence fear, that now the fear that we have right now, that if these people are doing this, what about us? Hey, let me just keep quiet. I may not want to see what will happen to me. It might be that, or maybe shit is real out here.
You use the word S-H-I-T, anyways. But then when you look at it, the situation on ground is there's massive outrage. Yeah, as much as these apologies are flying left, right, and center. In fact, she said the absolute white truth. Yeah, we want to send some of these leaders home because they have disappointed us big time. When you look at the Gen Zs that were shot and killed, nobody has said nothing. But then word on the cabinet has it that First Lady has been a frequenter, you know, member of that church. Yeah, and she's been attending the church. I don't want to mention the church anyways, yeah. So it was contrary to, are you speaking against your friend or, you know, yes. And you know the friend is, and then what was, she was removed from the WhatsApp group, yeah. So really interesting stories as well, But then on the swearing in of Professor Kindiki, so I don't know if you saw that, but we'll pick up the serious part on the State of the Nation with the guests. While Professor Kithure Kindiki was being sworn in, so there was this yellow flag that kept on tapping and thumping him. So people said that's the spirit of Rigathi, rejecting him. The spirit of Mount Kenya region is rejecting this person. He's holding the and you know the wife is holding this other side, he's holding this one. And then the flag, you know. So people are saying it symbolized something. And I don't know. Probably it meant, maybe the wind was just timely. It was like, tutangoja tu akishika tu Biblia tu hivi, pop. And then the flag will start moving in a very, you know, special design.
You know,
And you know, Kenyans will always observe, and I'm sure everyone is observing Mr. Kindiki's, you know, body language. Right now, Deputy President, who Staki Kapotea, tafadhali, he's the Deputy President.
Mr.
Yeah.
Deputy President Abram
Yes,
K,
Abram K, aka from
the chosen generation. But you
Yes.
never know. Okay, actually, he's called Abram. He might be the
Yeah.
zinaweza kuwa tu ni mabaraka tu zilikuwa tu zinampepeta the chosen generation. And go to the promised land. End up okay baraka. You never know. So maybe time will tell. If it was as people are saying, the Mount
spirit
Kenya
of
people,
Mount Mrima saying,
our life
"See
will get
where-
more worse.
see where," yeah.
If it was the chosen Abraham to take us to the promised land, and tukue my descendants wake, live a good life, again time will tell. Yeah, the remaining 3 years, by the time tunafika 2 years kama za Rigiji, we shall know. Was Rigiji the problem? Was just Kenyans the problem, or is it that as a country we don't have funds to fund our programs?
Yeah.
But I saw funny enough that we are starting a project, a railway project, that is worth 613 billion to go from Nakuru to Malaba to Kisumu.
Yeah.
So maybe we have money
It's
as a
being
country.
funded by China.
By China. Kenya is like beats India, beats China, beats. But it's okay, provided we develop.
And speaking of India, so Adani Group, part of the Adani holding was barred from immersing their fingers into Ketraco, and the court issued a suspension order. So we are yet to hear it right now, but we'll be following up that. But then what I remember is when they were holding a discussion of if Adani should be allowed or not, and Kenyans infiltrated, they said Adani must go, Adani must go, but eventually they ended up taking over. So it's 50-50. But then they're saying, okay, they are the best fit to, renovate the airport. So I think it's just an interesting time.
Let's have faith. It's like in a family, you trust your father, he will provide, he will lead you. Yeah, let's just have faith that whatever our honorable president is doing is the right thing for the country. Yeah. Because utadu what?
Yes.
I don't think did you see this video in Ushirika, a house help. Alikuja na boyfriend wake. So they bet wakachapa the owner of the house and stole. But now the entire time the CCTV was watching.
Yeah.
I don't know this house help. They stabbed the lady. The lady right now she's in hospital. Yeah. And they didn't steal a lot. The phone, some few money. And I'm like, Kenyans now see boyfriend, see watch, see mental health. Like as Kenyans we are suffering from a lot of things right now. As the common Kenyans, we are really going through a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think I saw the video, and the part was the money that this guy took is not even more than 50,000. But then also, I think that's where you just say a house help from hell, because what will prompt you to commit such a heinous act? What if maybe you would have just stolen what you wanted and left this person alive, yeah? So I think that's an extreme, and that's literally, they said the spirit of, murder is just hovering around, yeah? So those are some of the things that you would say, that probably it's chaotic now. Because at this point, why should you, murder your boss? But then also, murder your boss. I think that should be a title of a movie. Murder the boss.
Be the boss.
Yeah, it comes against a backdrop of these femicides and everything, the accidents.
And a lot of accidents.
Yes.
Like yesterday, someone along the Thika Super Highway, the guy was over speeding and he got an accident. He ran into a bridge, a footbridge. Like gari kapasuka into two.
Yeah.
And I was like, why overspeed? I hear people, when waliona, they were saying that the car was in a lot of speed.
Yes.
That Ali lose control. I don't know, he was swiping. The way he swiped, akajipata chini ya footbridge. I don't know, just take care. And again, I had, over the night, there was another accident along the Maimayu. I don't know. Should we not travel? Should you not have a man? Should you not have a house help? Yeah. But also about the mental health aspect, because I believe the men who are killing their wives and their girlfriends, to that extent, I believe that this person is not well mentally.
Yeah.
Because I believe these people have been fighting. They can't just wake up and poop, beat you. So I think it's more of mental health, more of spirits, more of, I don't know.
And a lot of people are actually blaming, you know who they blame? I don't want to tell you, but you know who they put the blame on.
Kenyans, they have to blame Kenyans.
Yes.
Our
You know who to blame. But then still on a lighter moment, so Senator Karen Nyamu, nominated Senator Karen Nyamu during the swearing in of Kithure Kindiki, was the star of the show with her maiden entrance. Of course, she came in with her black dress with white details, and of course, you know, she walked in with a lot of, with very, her presence was captivating, and we saw a lot of heads turning, and the cameramen who did their job, they captured every inch and fiber of the step, inch by inch, until she greeted the first friend, who was Sakaja, I believe friend, because I don't know if they're friends, but I know they're friends, I know. They probably text each other, they probably do. Said hi to Sakaja, and then tried to hug this other person who was like, I was in a hug, but then, and then they looked lovey-dovey, but just, the normal, you're my friend, we are talking, yeah? So people are saying that this senator is always up to something. It's either she's not saying something that makes sense, or she's with Samido fighting, or she's saying something in Senate that's not, making sense. But then she's a lawyer. That's the shocking part, yeah? She's a lawyer by profession, yeah? So, but then she's in clubs dancing. In fact, Karen Nyamu is known for dancing in clubs than, being, who she is in Senate, yeah? But then yesterday she was seen looking so, I think, decent. For that matter, to use that word, decent, long dressed, that kilemba thingy, and I think maybe she was texting back. She's either looking at her phone texting, or receiving a call, or touching someone. So Kenyans are like, she's always up to something awkward and weird, and they're asking, how did she even make it there? But then people forgetting she's a nominated senator, and then she's a lawyer. So she said she'll always win. So it's Karen Nyamu against her haters.
Against the world.
Yeah.
So I believe, but she's a lawyer, and sometimes in Kenya, lazima stay relevant. You need to stay relevant. The likes of Akina Sonko, Babu, we know. Yeah. You need to stay relevant. You need, either you talk something like the likes of Sifuna, something that Kenyans love, or you do some drama, or you just family drama. Staying relevant. These politicians need to stay relevant, and I believe maybe unaweza pata that's just how she is as a person. Ni mtu tu ako so friendly and so open to people.
And maybe she also doesn't know, like, people get it like that, the way she is. For her, she's just normal in her life,
living her life.
And the Samido thingy, and Samido is as yeah. I think it's interesting, yeah. But I'd just like to sample the comments and reactions on it. All those cops lost composure when she walked in. Yeah. Ladies, please check your man at the back. Kwani alikuwa ametoka Quiver Lounge. There's something with the quivers, but anyways. Another one says, Kwani ametoka Sabina Joy. Kila mtu alivunja shingo. Niggas be checking her out. Niggas were sampling. The comments are really interesting. The police officers hawananga bad kama. Okay. Ati Misheveve at the back thirsting. Ati the security broke down a few seconds, and literally everyone was staring at her. But yeah, I think when you closely observe that video, it's like, yes, I'm literally on the video. She came in majestically, walking with poise, looking confident, but a little bit greenish. And she asked, "Oh, where am I sitting next?" And she was shown by the security detail, and then everybody heads were rolling and turning. But then Kenyans are saying she's a beautiful lawyer. Others are saying she's not that smart. She's less than smart. So that's the world of Karen Nyamu for you. That's the world of Karen Nyamu for you.
Nyamu.
Yeah. But then lastly, before we actually exit, and also react on the question of the day. So what is my let's call him Miguna. I don't want to use the AKA. He says that DP Rigathi Gachagua should fight all the way to the Supreme Court. It doesn't matter if the rule against you or not. Do it for the record. That's what Miguna is urging DP Gachagua. Remember, he spoke several days ago. He said the government should use the same speed they used to impeach him out of office to implement the coffee bill to help even the SMEs in the coffee sector. So they're asking him to not relent. But then they shared a good photo of family on social media saying he's grateful for the family. He can't wait to wake up and walk around the Murima, you know, and enjoy the sunshine. You know, I think there's, there's that vibe there. But then they're like, but you're a politician, you have everything, you know.
Yeah, you have everything a man
so
can need.
I think it's 50-50 on the, wow, and oh my God, you know. There's mixed reactions on, you know, the impeachment.
I think it's on the you had power, right now you don't have power. Right now you are common mwananchi, you don't have police people guarding you, but I believe we can hire a farm. We have a lot of farms in Kenya that are licensed with guns.
Yeah.
So hapo kwa security anaweza kuwa sorted, but the power now.
Yeah.
So hapo ndio but that he has money, he has businesses. Yeah. Maybe he will just live a happy life. And at least he has, amebaki kwa history, the first DP to be impeached.
Yeah.
Yeah, our sons, daughters will read about it.
That hurts so bad, in fact. I don't know how it feels to bear that kind of weight. Like, you're impeached as a deputy president. Yeah, first one in the history of a country's politics since independence. My friend, I think that's worth it to fight until your life is... But then, is it worth it? If you look at it, you have the money, like you said, you have the money, you have the businesses, you have the experience. So
he has actually left a legacy. You hear this legacy. He has left a legacy. Be it negative, positive, I was impeached, yes. Why? Because of this and this and this and this. That's a legacy.
But then the bitterness, man.
The campaign of power.
Yeah. It makes you powerless now.
Yeah, total powerless.
Did you also say, I think it was Botswana's president who was also impeached out of office? Yes, there's a Botswanan president who was removed out of office. Let me just get to it slowly. And then they immediately swore in another president. Very fast, very fast. Let me just get to it. And in fact, I saw Larry Madowo. He had tweeted something on the same. Yes, here it is. The Botswana opposition won election BDP outside from power after 58 years. Mogoti Masisi, the former, conceded defeat to Duma Boko after the shock outcome for the long-governing Botswana Democratic Party. He was evicted. His vice breakdancing, pulling some Michael Jackson moves. Yes, he was removed out of office after 58 years.
Wow. But we alikuwa overstay. Was he the king?
It's like our Ugandan
brothers.
Yeah, the president has been in office since kingdom come. Yeah.
That they did the right thing, because for development to come, you need new people, new brains, new ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a right call.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I believe, actually talking about things being amended today, tomorrow, everything is... I believe, so I saw that thing, and so in Kenya we can really change a lot of things. Yeah. So you can just propose a bill today, tomorrow maybe it's law. At least they show us, the way Gachagua was saying, let them do that. Actually, I would love Gachagua to side with the opposition and maybe try be the opposition, because in Kenya right now we don't have an opposition.
Yeah.
But who am I to advise him more? Or just live his life, like you said, enjoy the Murima, walk around, eat a lot of money.
Another sad one as well as we exit. So a lightning strike during a church service in Lamu, still in Uganda, northern part of Uganda, has resulted in the death of 14 people on Saturday. Police spokesperson Kituma Rusoke reported that the incident occurred during the prayer service in Zone 8, Block 2 of the Palabek settlement camp. He stated that a total of 14 people were killed and 34 others injured. The victims, who have not been identified, were praying when rain began at around 5 p.m. and lightning struck at 5:30. According to police, the injured were taken to Paluda Health Center for Medicare. And some of the reactions are really sarcastic. Another one says, ama wote walikuwa hypocrites. And then another one says, mnaombea viongozi wetu mabaya mbona. And then somebody said, did someone say Lord strikes us down if we were lying? Yeah, I think it's Psalms 35 that says, strike my enemies. I think it talks about contend with those who contend against me. It's a prayer of your enemies. So, wow. But then when you look at it, why are such things not happening? Somebody was saying wrong prayers answered in the wrong locations.
No, but I believe
that should happen in Kenya while politicians are on the podium.
no,
promising fake promises.
Fake promises, boom.
Yeah, right.
But I believe that
14 people is wild.
A lot.
Yeah.
But I believe that God doesn't answer negative prayers.
Yeah.
It might be siku yako tu. Unaona the way people die in an accident.
Yeah.
People get struck by lightning, like the floods, the way they came and they killed a lot of people.
Yeah.
But I believe that maybe witchcrafts can do. Wachawi wanaweza fanya vitu. Yeah, maybe you never know. You actually never know what happened. It might be God. It might be. Yeah.
Or maybe it was just the weather. But of course, I think that's too spiritual. Lightning, because there's also in the Bible where it says, may lightning strike all my enemies, you know. So I don't know, are they God's enemies like they're saying? I think lightning striking people in a church, I think that needs to be investigated a lot, especially spiritually, yeah. Yeah,
or maybe it was not a straightforward church and God decided, poof.
Oh, like this is your judgment day. Okay. So Bradley, the Gen Z Goliath, has a new hairstyle that looks like A$AP Rocky's and Chris Brown's initially. But then what is, these people are not real. They are Nephilims, meaning if it dates back from the historic time in the olden days. I don't know if you read the books about the ogres with one eye. They were tall, huge, gigantic, enormous, and then they had superficial body features. One leg is like two people combined together, you know. One hand is like two babies together. And this person eats, like the food he eats is like this whole chairs. Ugali, nyama, ndizi, everything. He can eat almost everything at once. In fact, he can eat a human being for that matter. So people are saying spiritually we should investigate these people. Some of them are not normal. Funny thing is, the other Goliath, he's Goliath from Bungoma.
Yeah.
I actually know where he stays as we speak right now, and it scares me. And I've seen him 3 times. I've seen him 3 times last week. I know where he stays and even the house, just in the neighborhood, and it's really scary. And funny thing, she's staying with this lady. So I don't know if the lady is his handler or the lady is his lover. And then they're getting special recognition, like Bradley. Bradley, we saw him with government spokesperson, you know, Isaac Maura, you know. He was walking him around, showing him, you know, the way these guys are being accorded, you know, the respect of like, you're like a dignitary, man. Let us show you around. Did you miss being here? This is KICC. I'm like, bravo. Why can't we also do that to normal citizens? So I think it's wild and insane. Yeah.
I believe that when God decides to bless you, he will pick something unique in you and be like, you know what, it's your time. Because I believe that guy has received a lot of body shaming.
Yeah, but for him, he has parents. At least it's traceable. I don't know if you saw the mother.
Yeah, I saw the mom actually.
Yeah, he's not
when
sent
they prayed
money home.
to him. Yeah, when he went home, they prayed to him. Yeah, at their rural home.
So Bradley Marongo, that's his real name, yeah? That's a Kisi or a Luya.
Maybe Luya, Marongo.
Oh, Jesus. But then I think I've not seen Bradley, but this other one, he's very scary. I see him every day. Yes, I know where he stays. I'm telling you, where he stays, the Bungoma one. He moved to a different place. I think we need to send, no, we're not sending anything. We're only sending good luck, okay? Yeah.
And success.
To their endeavors. But interesting times we live again. Speaking of interesting, I think it's just an interesting time that we take a break. And you can say your social media where people can find you very fast before I point out the question of the day.
Burning_dollar, yeah. Across every social media platform.
Okay. Right, so you can interact with them. The question of the day today, we are still having a conversation on part 2 of last week's conversation about combating unemployment. Remember what happened at KICC? Government is set, in fact, I don't know if they've already sent them 3,000 workers to Qatar. So the unemployment crisis in Kenya, what are the possible solutions, alternatives? Is it possible to find an immediate solution or rather a long-term solution that would aid in combating unemployment? We'll be having a part 2 with Fred Mokua and Kevin Biseso. But coming up shortly is State of the Nation, and I'm going to be joined shortly by Clinton Wafula and Philip Onyango, journalist. Clinton is a youth leader. We'll be delving into current affairs and much more. Just if you missed any of it that we've talked about right here with Mr. Matagaro, you'll catch it shortly in State of the Nation at Y254 channel and at Brian Sakona. We take a break and we come back shortly, so stay with us.